Boutillers, Club Kids Never Die, Saison.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got a local one today, and it's a Saison from just down the road in Faversham. If you've heard the name Faversham before, that's where Shepherd Neame comes from. These are a lot smaller than Shepherd Neame, obviously. They're a real craft brewery, and they brew some fantastic stuff. And I got this at the Sellers Ale House, which is in Maidstone. So that's just down the road from them. And this, I'd imagine, is pretty fresh, which is how you're... so it says drink by the 30th of the 8th, 20. So yeah, so this is definitely fresh. It's a 330ml bottle. If you're wondering what a Saison is, it's a Belgian farmhouse beer. And traditionally, it was brewed by farmers for their workers whilst working in the summer. They'd brew this in the winter, and they'd store it, and it would be usually low alcohol content, so as the workers could still, operate tools and machinery and basically not get out of their nut. This is becoming quite popular, this style, and it's a very old style, old traditional Belgian style from the French-speaking part of Belgium, which is Wallonia, and the people who speak French there are called Walloons. This, I can't remember the price of it, but it was quite reasonable. I don't know whether you're going to be able to get hold of this. I mean, this is quite a limited distribution that's on this, but if you can hunt it down, or you want to get on the website, you can read up more about it and more about the brewery too. So let me stop waffling and let me open this up. All right, I'm going to use my new tiny ancient Eindhoven bottle opener to see how good it is. Oh, and it does the job, but it leaves a big dent in the cap, and this is going everywhere. Fucking great. And that's what happens. Cool. I can, even from here, I can get fruit, zesty fruit, the aroma of zesty fruit. I'm not going to do an in the bottle aroma test. I'm just going to pour this out. I can get the aroma here. It's like sweet, zesty fruit, if you can imagine that. So it's a mixture of the two. This bottle is absolutely covered in there. I want to keep that because I want to tell you exactly what's in this. What it says on the back. Club Kids Never Die. Peach and pomegranate Saison. Kids Club Never Die is our rotating fruit Saison brewed with peach puree and pomegranate fruit tea. Contains malted barley, wheat, unfiltered and refined, vegan friendly. And then it's just got the brewery address and stuff like that. There is the label. The cap is just plain silver, as you just saw. There is the back if you want to freeze your video and just have a quick read on that one. Oh yeah. It smells almost sour. So, there it is in the glass. It is cloudy. It looks like a traditional, if I saw that in a glass, I would think that that was a cider. But it's not a cider, this is a farmhouse Saison. I can smell the tea in there as well, fruit tea. And there's mango. And there is a sourness to it as well, which is intriguing me. Cheers. Remember when I said it smelt like a cider? It does have a little reminiscence of a cider. That's a really interesting flavour. Let me get some more of this. Right, when I opened this up first, I was getting quite sweet fruit along with some zesty, like peel, orange peel is what it sort of smelled like. In the mouth, this is very reminiscent of a cider. Even though you can't see it, there's no head, there is a lot of carbonation in that. And it's almost reminded me of like a sweetish hooser, but it's good. There's none of the traditional the spicy notes that you would get on a traditional saison from the yeast. That hasn't got this. This has got more of a bitter, sort of bitter stroke sour flavour to it. It's very interesting. The mouthfeel is like a hooser as well. It feels like there's a lot of carbonation in that, which there is. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but if you can see there is a hell of a lot of carbonation going on, and you get that in the mouth. Yeah, maybe that's a bit better. You do get that in the mouth, and the aftertaste is sour, some fruity notes on there as well, which will be the pomegranate and the peach puree, although with peach flavours you would expect some sweetness. There's not really any sweetness in this at all. Mouthfeel is quite dry. And this is cold, it's come out of the fridge. Mouthfeel is quite dry. Aftertaste is sour. And it's reminding me of, if you can imagine, a hooser and a Berliner Weiss. The sourness toned down, but still there. You know, that sourness on the back end, that is very present here in this one. This, I don't think, would be everybody's cup of tea. No pun intended, because there's fruit tea in that as well. You have to sort of know the style of saison to appreciate what it is. If you just went in there blind thinking, I'm just going to try a beer, you'd drink that and you'd probably assume it was a cider, a strong West Country cider with a lot of fizz in it. And obviously it's not, but there are a lot of qualities in this that do sort of give you that sort of dry sort of mouthfeel, lots of fizz, and the zestiness in it as well. I quite like it. I'm not a massive fan of saisons, I must admit. They can be hit and miss. I've tried some bad ones. There's so many different types of saison out there, especially in the American market. This style of beer is huge in the United States now. A lot of brewers are starting to do it, and it's making a comeback. And there's some over here that are doing it as well, and obviously these are one of them. Will it catch on? I don't think so. It's got too much competition in the cider and the in the beer markets. But having said that, it is okay. What mark would I give this? All things considered, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. And would I recommend it? If you've never tried Saison, there are better Saisons out there. Obviously the Belgian ones are going to be good. There's quite a few craft brewers now doing Saison. There's the Arbor Brewery in Bristol do quite a good one, which is available in Marks and Spencer's. That's got more of the spicy yeast that comes from Belgium. It tastes like a Belgian. This doesn't. This is a variation on that, which is good. You know, I'm not knocking that, but I don't think everybody will like this. I think it's okay. Would I buy it again? I'd have to be in the mood for it. I think I'd have to drink this in the summer, and it needs to be cold. But if you're a cider fan, you're going to like that. So that is the Club Kids Will Never Die. Club Kids Never Die from Boutillers. As I say, they're based in Faversham in Kent. And remember, beer is working class champagne.